Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Remastered Mighty Morphin Black Ranger. Cue intro. Okay, so yes, I'm a bit behind. Yes, this was released a long time ago, and yes, I'm only just getting around to it. But I still have fun making these videos, so I'm gonna do it anyway. And I only have, I think, 2 more to get through, and then I've got the team. So that's the Power Rangers done. So I wanna smash these videos out, get through them, and then I can have the team on my shelf finally, because I've had them sat underneath my desk for, I don't know, months, year now, I don't know how long, but black and blue left to do. Dun-dun-dun. So let's get into it. Right, start with the box then, as usual. So you've seen the front of the box, and you've seen the side of the box. It just has some nice artwork of the Rangers, which I actually really like. On the back of the box, just going to show you what you get in it. So we get Zack with his helmet and without helmet. We get 3 variations of the Blade Blaster. We get a Morpher, and we get 2 extra sets of hands. We get his Power Axe, and we get the little energy effect that he stands in. Next side then is just the same artwork, which I didn't even just point out. As you can see here, I can't tell if that's an actual 3D render or the actual figure itself, but either way, you see it again on the side, and then on the top, it just says the Power Rangers again, and on the bottom, you got your barcode and all your stuff, gibberish there. That's the box then, pretty straightforward. Let's get him out of it. So here he is out of the box then, and upon first inspections, he looks great. He looks like the Black Power Ranger, what else can I say? Paint application seems pretty spot on all around the figure so far. I've not found any glaring issues with him. The only problem I've had since just taking him straight out the box and having a quick look is he has this loosey-goosey torso joint, but that's not the first time we've come across that. I'll be surprised if by the end of this his leg joints aren't also the same, but that's just standard Hasbro practice, isn't it? So not the end of the world. It seems like he'll still do what he needs to do, but that's a good start. Let's take a look at the accessories. Okay, for the accessories then, we've got his Blade Blaster in 3 different styles or variations. It comes with the Blaster version, the Blaster Sword version, or Blaster Knife, is it Blaster Sword? And then the holstered version. You've also got 2 sets of hands, one set being a set of fists, the other set being the ones that hold the Morpher, and of course then you've got the Morpher as well. You've got the helmet, because he wouldn't be a Power Ranger without his awesome helmet, and he comes with his Power Axe weapon. Not only that, but like all the other Rangers, he comes with an energy effect. Still the same sculpt and still the same type of plastic as the rest of them, only it's a bit more on the purple side, because they do that, don't they? So when the Black Ranger has energy effects or anything like that, they tend to lean more towards the purple side. Just, I guess it's so you can see it a bit better, isn't it? So these look a bit more purple than just being pure black. Taking a quick look at the blaster then, so this is it in its blaster form. As you can see, the paint job is exactly the same as the others, so they've only put a little bit of white on it and a little bit of silver. There's no blacks or anything like that, so it's very minimal. It's the same again for the blade mode, so again they've only applied white and silver to it at the end. There is nothing on the handle again, so that's just left all red. It's only the whites and silvers. And then lastly, as you saw, the holster version as well, again it literally just has the little bit of white and silver on the end with nothing on the handle again. Very minimal. It's a bit of a shame, as I've said in many of the other videos. I would have liked to have seen a bit more paint on it, but I'm going to attempt to do it myself at some point, I hope. I'm going to try and hold myself to that. We'll see what happens. And as for the Power Axe, again you can see they've done a silver, they've got the yellow on it, they've got some silver in here on the sort of the blade area. There's no washes or anything. You can kind of see where the yellow's probably been painted over this black plastic, but it's better. I think that looks pretty much how it should do. I can't tell if there's anything missing off memory. I'll have to double check that. But the cool thing about it, not only does it look all right, oh, it says, oh, there you go, there's a demonstration. It also moves, so you can use it to combine into the power blaster, or in fact just when he holds it like a gun, doesn't he? I'm trying to think now if he does that often in the actual series, but failing that, oh, I'll try again. It's not as easy as I thought it was. But whoa, there's another demo. It's soft plastic anyway, so you're not going to break it anytime soon. But trying to get this bit. No, there we have it. It's not the easiest thing to do, but if you're not doing it in front of a camera, it's probably a little bit easier because the plastic's a little bit soft. It might loosen up actually over time, but it is a bit stiff to move back and forth. But I guess that's all right because you're not going to be doing it all the time. You're going to either display it as a power blaster or display it as his axe holding it, isn't you? The paint job on the helmet is looking really good. I think they've done a bang up job on that. I say there's not much to get wrong, but they have been known in the past to not quite get these correct, and the sculpt, speaking of, does look spot on as well. So I'm happy with how that looks, and it's only through looking through this. I've never noticed, I'm gonna have to check reference, but is that the Mastodon's ears there? I've never ever noticed that. In all these years of looking at Power Ranger stuff, toys, figures, you know, the comics, the series, everything, I've never noticed. There's actually, whoop, the Mastodon's ears are sculpted into the helmet. That's crazy. I can't believe at the ripe old age of 39, I've learned something new. And a quick look at the morpher as well, because the detail they've done on these morphers has always been spot on. They've got the coins in there looking really good, and I think the morpher itself always looks all right. And again, they've done another good job. It's a shame, I think it's quite purpley pink in there, but it's not the end of the world really. I mean, in the show they were all red, weren't they, inside the morphers, so they've gone to the effort of trying to make the colours match each Ranger. Not sure why, but they could have just made them show accurate, but whatever. It looks good. The print on the coin, like I said, is spot on. Looks perfect. Quick look at the head sculpt then. And upon first impressions, you know, the head sculpt itself is pretty good, to be fair. You know, it looks like a head. And when it's on the suited body, you know who it's meant to be. But how close it resembles Walter Emmanuel Jones, I don't think they've quite hit it. There's something off about it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but like the rest of the Rangers' heads, they're so close, but there's just something not quite right about it. But as far as civilian heads go, you know, it's pretty decent. It just doesn't quite look like Zack, but it'll do. And a quick glance at the buckle as well, or the power morpher, should I say. And again, as you can see, the little coin that they've got in there, the detail matches. It looks really good. They've got the Mastodon coin spot on, although I suppose in the show they are all gold. But I think the detail with the black and the gold looks a lot nicer on this figure, so I'm glad they've went with that option. And the buckle itself looks all right. The paint job on the belt as well has been spot on. I mean, there's a little bit of an issue there, but some of the other ones, as you may have seen, they sort of, those black lines sort of go off at angles, they go all over the place. So in that respect, they've actually done an alright job on this one. I think that looks alright. So how is he on articulation? Well, exactly the same as the other Rangers, but if you're unaware of what the other Rangers can do, let's do a quick breakdown, starting at the feet then. He's got the side to side booties, so his feet can roll side to side. They can go ups and downs, although that's backwards, that should be up, and that's the down part, isn't it? Get it right. He's got a cut at the boot, so he's got a little booty cut. He's got double knees, so it goes once, and then it will go twice, and that's as far as he's getting. He's almost kicking his own butt. Bringing that back down then, he's got the thigh cut here, pretty standard for Hasbro. And then as far out as, far out as he's going, he's not doing the splits, or is he? Oh, this feels a bit dangerous now. I'm sure these guys can do the splits. That leg, so that leg's going. This leg seems to be a bit holding back, but should we go with that then? That's about as far as he's getting split wise. I don't want to push it too much in case he breaks. He also comes with the drop hip as well, so you can drop the hip down for better posability, push that back in, and goes either side. Moving up to the torso then, you've got the cut in the torso, so he can bend and he can look back up, just like that. And then you've got the dumbbell or ball joint, whichever one it is on the inside here, that helps him move around like that. So that's the loosey-goosey one that I've got. So if I hold him by, you can probably see him shaking, and same again. He's got a bit of the shakes, but it seems to be doing its job for now. We've got the butterfly joints on both sides, and the only thing I've noticed with this one is you can kind of tell that the plastic is, I think that's a pure white plastic, whereas obviously this is the paint job. So where they're meant to match the diamonds, the plastic itself is a bit brighter than the white, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, what you're gonna do. Onto the shoulders then. So the shoulders come out 90 degrees, and that's about as far as you're going. You can rotate them all the way around, and you've got a rotation here, just underneath the shoulder at the top of the biceps. You've got your double elbows, pinless joints. That's about as much as he's going to flex on you. And then you've got your rotation at the wrists, which these are of course just pegged in like so. And lastly, you've got the neck joint, so it doesn't move anywhere down here. It's all done on the single ball joint that the heads sit on. And to be honest, actually, this one does seem to fit on quite well. You get a full range of motion, so he can look all the way. He can do the exorcist, and well, he's not looking that far up. That's about as far as you're getting, and then that's as far down as you're getting, which isn't down at all. You can force it, but you're going to need him to sort of ab crunch his way to looking downwards. But that does it for the articulation. So let's do a quick comparison then to the original release in the Lightning collection. Straight away, the first thing I noticed as I was getting him off my shelf was how discoloured the boots and the gloves and the belt are. Putting them side by side, I mean, he's on the left and obviously the new remastered is on the right. You can see the difference in colour, and I don't know if that's, I think that must be an age or time thing whilst he's been sat on the shelf, because I don't believe they came like that originally, but I've only just noticed by putting them side by side, so maybe, I don't know. But that's a shame to see. So other than that though, you can see a few more differences in them. As you can see, the diamond on the chest is a bit more, well, it's been done better, hasn't it, on the remastered version. It looks a bit cleaner. It's not as, it's a bit skew whiff on the original Lightning collection version. The buckle, I say buckle again, the morpher, why do I keep saying buckle? The dino buckler. The power morpher on the belt has less detail, a lot less detail now in comparison. So there's no painted on lines on the belt. The coin is more accurate to the show, I suppose, because it is all gold, but it also looks massive on that, and they haven't added any of the extra detail around the morpher itself. So the red's not there. There's a little bit of black. There's a little bit of the bit on the side that holds it in. But as you can see, the detail is lacking quite a lot in comparison to the remastered version. The differences in the helmets. So the original Lightning collection looks a lot different. It's almost like the head's been pinched, almost like somebody's come in and just sort of squeezed the original helmet. It looks a lot sort of thinner, and a lot of the parts of it just don't look right. It doesn't look correct. Let's see if I can spin them around to get a better look. There's a side-on look at them both, and again, you can see a lot of differences. So the original one, I'm not sure how to describe it really. It just looks a bit more, I suppose it protrudes more by the looks of it. So the ears are there, which I never noticed before, but as you can probably see, they sort of wrap around the back of the helmet this time. So they are a lot bigger and they seem to go all the way around to the point where they're nearly touching. Whereas on the new version, on the remastered, you can see they kind of just sort of stop on the side there and they don't quite touch at the back. Another difference then is the fact that it's now pinless. So the joints in the knees and the elbows, they don't have pins. They've got rid of that, so it does streamline it a little bit more, makes it look a little bit cleaner and a little bit nicer. And just quickly flipping it around to the back again, you can see that again it's just the whites. The whites look a lot whiter on the new version. There's a lot of discoloration going on in that old version, and I'm worried now that having them sat on the shelf is causing this, which kind of makes me not want to have him on the shelf, even though I do want him on display. So I'm not quite sure what avenue I'm going to go down yet with this, but I'm going to have to check out all my other ranges now just to see if that's a trend that's happening. Right, let's wrap it up then. This figure, pretty solid. I mean, I knew what I was walking into, and you guys probably do too if you've got any of these. I mean, it's the same body sculpt as the other male Rangers. The only difference obviously being a change in colour and also the accessories. So obviously you get a different head sculpt and a helmet sculpt and a different weapon. So other than that, you know, it's pretty much the same across the board, which isn't bad because they are good figures, and I'm glad I've managed to get the full team. So I'm glad I can finally open this guy up and get him on the shelf, and then it only leaves me with Billy Blue Ranger to open now, and then the team is complete. So I can't wait. So I might do that quite soon, get that done, and that will complete my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Lightning Collection Remastered team then. So I'm looking forward to that. Anywho, if this video seems worthy enough, please give it a like, maybe a subscribe, who knows. But if you did enjoy it, in fact, it doesn't matter if you do like or subscribe or whatever, I just hope you come back for some more sometime. That would be the best part. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I might see you again another time. Bye!